After claiming 6 players off of waivers, the Carolina Panthers are officially in cap space purgatory. How did they get here? Folks, I don't think we need a lesson on how bad the front office has been over the last 3, 4, 5 years. Almost every year of the Tepper regime hasn't been great, but a lot of the bad has gotten really bad under Scott Fitter, and he's part of the reason that the Panthers are now in cap space purgatory, the worst in the NFL. So we knew coming into the state where we are right now that the Panthers had about $6 million to work with. They go out, they make their waiver claims, and they are now negative $8.7 million. So they're above the cap and how much they can spend by $8.7 million. They're going to have to work some magic, and I think that's part of the reason that they brought in Brant Tillis to help with this situation. Let him go in, do some structures, give some guys some cash bonuses, reallocate the money, move it around, and just get us back to square one. Unfortunately, the Panthers aren't going to have a lot to work with. When you go back and look at how we got here, a lot of it has to do with the dead cap money. That is eating a huge chunk, $47 million. And for this year, the adjusted salary cap for the Panthers is around $260 million. Remember that you can roll over any unused cap. So the Panthers had about 3.7 that they rolled over with the NFL salary cap, which is $255 million. So currently, they are spending about $269 million on this roster. The breakdown for what we have on the active roster is only $230 million, $8.8 million, almost $8.9 million for IR, $6.6 for reserve and guys on the PUP, $3 million on the practice squad, and like I said, $47.5 million for dead cap hits. And let's look at those dead cap hits. You have Von Bell at the top of the list with 9.8, Hayden Hurst with 9.8, Dante Jackson with 9.7. So Dante Jackson was traded, but we take on the cap number and the hit. I'm okay with that one. Then you look at Bradley Bozeman, 7.2. Von Bell, Hayden Hurst, Bradley Bozeman, all those guys were brought in to help the Panthers, and they get cut. And the Panthers said, you know what? We don't even care. We don't want you here on the roster. We're going to eat this money. So 9.8, 7.2 among those. You go back to last year, you look at Justin Houston, who wasn't here for that long. His number's 3.8. DJ Chark. So remember, DJ Chark signed a 1-year, $5 million contract, but it had the voided years on the back. That was to space out the cap hit, which is another reason that we're here. So now you have DJ Chark, who is no longer here at 3.1. Sam Franklin, who is actually on the team and on IR, the Panthers never extended him at the end of last year, so that's part of the reason. And then we're still paying. I mean, not when we get into these smaller numbers, Matt Corral, $400,000, Amir Smith-Marset, $395,000, Terrace Marshall, $381,000, Brandon Smith, Dawood Davis, Jalen Coker, Damani Richardson. So, like, some of the guys that are still here, some that are long gone. But a big portion of this is centered around Bell, Hurst, Bozeman, Houston, and DJ Chark. So moving forward, Panthers are going to have to get this thing right, man, with the draft picks, with decisions that are made. And I think looking out even into next year, I think when I was looking at Austin Corbett's contract specifically, I believe he also has some dead cap hit. Hold on, let's take a look at the potential dead cap for the 2025 roster. And a big shout out to Spotrac. Okay, it's not as bad. So right now, I mean, we're talking 70,000 and below for, which is Michael Barrett's number, because he was a draft pick, got traded away. I'm not actually seeing anything terrible, but I do believe If I remember going back and looking at, yeah. So he does have 2 voided years on the back end of his contract. So depending on, how that thing shakes out, I'll be interested to see what happens. Dead cap, yeah, 7.7 million, 3 million in 2026. So there's still some magic that's going to have to happen here. But yeah, how did we get here? Terrible decisions in the front office. And I get it. You wanted to try to make an impact. Things just didn't work out the way that you thought they would. So here's to a toast to hopefully a front office now and Dan Morgan and Brant Tillis that can figure this out and make this an attractive place for players to be able to come and get paid. And hey, let's keep making smart decisions, developing the guys, signing, extending, and get ourselves out of this hot mess. Anyways, folks, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. This is Carolina Dad. Y'all have a good one.